everyone, it's Morphin Mania time. I'm Captain Logan. And that's DJ Martinez. What's up, DJ?
I don't have a hand thing. I gotta come up with one of those.
Why are you so surprised when I do this? It's Power Rangers. Has it just been too long since we shot this?
Morpher, to be fair.
Well, that's true. That's true, but I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. So, I mean, if you need me to do exactly the same thing every time, I absolutely can do that.
Turbo morph is what I need you to do.
Yeah, I wish we had a morpher for every show, and I would invest in those if they weren't hella expensive now. Because I don't know why toys for Power Rangers are worth so much. I really can't explain that. I don't know if they, intentionally made not enough of them or what, but,
Still, to this day, why are they still not making enough
to
of
this
them?
Well, is it going to be like that with Hasbro? That's actually a good question. I don't know that for sure.
Well, I mean, I see people on the Facebook group I'm a part of, asking if anyone sees this one anywhere because they're trying to find specific ones of those. Did you see they put out a Morpher, the Hasbro ones?
No. Huh.
Yeah, people have been posting about that. I don't think it's as nice as the Legacy one, obviously, but it's probably cheaper.
Well, not obviously. I mean, a lot of the stuff they've been making is just as good as some of the Legacy stuff. I love the Lightning Collection line because it's almost the exact same scale. Maybe it is the same scale as the Legacy figures they were doing right before that. And if I have a Legacy figure of a character that they just put out for Lightning Collection, I'm like, I don't need that. I basically have it already. So that's kind of nice. But they're putting out ones they didn't have before. Like I showed you the 2-pack I just bought. I got the Lord Zed and the Rita Wedding Collection. Which is
that's
awesome.
Such a cool 2-pack.
The props that came with that are crazy, dude. Did I tell you about that, or did you see it in the box?
Yeah, you showed me everything.
It's got the wedding cake.
That's the coolest idea for a 2-pack I've seen in a long time. Probably I've ever seen. Usually they don't go into that much detail.
So we'll get into our commentary here in a second, but before we do that, speaking of toys, DJ, I thought, and I don't know why I haven't been doing this, I want to showcase more stuff from the board games since I've been getting so heavy into that. I am really hardcore now into the Power Rangers miniatures game. At some point, DJ and I are going to try to do a playthrough of that, and I'm going to try to come up with some cool remote way for DJ to play with me, even though he won't have any of the pieces with him. But I thought I'd show some of my painting off here and there on Morphin Mania. So I just finished this one. There's a little bit of touch-up left to do, DJ, but look, I finished Cyclopsis. I finished my big Cyclopsis.
That looks so good. You're getting so good at that, dude. The red is nice.
Thanks, man. I don't know how well you can tell on camera with this light, the kind of low lighting in here, but I dry brushed it white, so I went with a kind of a darker gray, and then I went. It's not the right color because Cyclopsis is white, but I wanted him to look kind of dirty. So I dry brushed white on top of the gray, and it's a subtle effect, but I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. It looks very grungy from the picture you sent me the other day. Or yesterday. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So I wish I'm hoping eventually they start making more of these big figures. And a lot of people playing the game don't like the large figures because you don't really need them to play the game. They're kind of superfluous. But if you're painting, they're awesome because you get used to having to get in such gritty detail with the little 1.5-inch figures or whatever the size is. And then you get to these big ones and it's a breath of fresh air because you're like, I've got so much space now. And if you're not used to painting something this size, it looks really small until you do one like this, and then you're like, oh man, I've got...
Is that why it looks like your best work? I was wondering. I was like, he's just getting really good at that, but I didn't realize in the picture you sent me, I didn't realize it was so much bigger than the other ones.
Yeah, well, so this is one of the big Mega figures. There's this, and there's the Megazord, the Dino Megazord, and we've only got one Megazord so far, and then there's Mega Goldar, which just came out this year. And, yeah, I mean, if I hadn't done so much work on the little figures, this would not look as good as it does. I mean, I had to get in these crevices. I don't know how well you can see this, but
the blue around his face.
Yeah, but also all the outlining. I had to do black outlining on all these lines everywhere. You can see that particularly on the back. But anyway, so I had a lot of fun with this yesterday, and I'll show off some more of these as we go along. It's not all Mighty Morphin. I've got lots of stuff from other shows that I'll be able to show you as well. And maybe before Turbo's over, I'll try to do Turbo Red. That's the only Turbo character we have so far because they did a Tommy Oliver pack. So we've got every Tommy across the years, which DJ clearly is very excited about. Okay, so let's go ahead and finally get into our commentary for today. We're shooting live, which we haven't done in a good long time. So if you're watching live right now, welcome. This is kind of a surprise. We didn't announce this at all, but we're taking the week off from regular live shows this week. As we're recording, we're batch shooting, so these will come up throughout some weeks on the Morphin Mania channel. And we decided to use the nights that we would usually stream live to try to catch up a little bit on Morphin Mania. So that's what we're doing tonight. So surprise! That's why we're here. So tonight we are doing some Power Rangers Turbo. It's time for another exciting episode of Why Are We Doing This to Ourselves? And it was just a few episodes ago where I was saying, oh, well, I don't know what I was complaining about. This show has been really fun. And then we got
As it always happens.
Yeah, and then we got that weird like $2.50 vehicle trilogy, where our characters are in all these like makeshift vehicles where they're in these like really low rent car chases, and it's been absolutely terrible. I would bet you $50 this opens with another driving sequence. What do you bet?
I think I can already see. From where I'm on timestamp 0, there's a beginning of a fade into a car. So
well, then no bet from DJ here. Okay, so we're watching episode 9 of Power Rangers Turbo. So if you've got Netflix or you're a big enough Power Ranger fan that you've got the DVDs, make sure to pull out that episode. It's called The Whole Lie, episode 9, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So if you're watching live right now, we don't have the rabbit room anymore, unfortunately, so if you need a timestamp sometime during the show, we'll try to type that to you in the comments there, and away we go. Here, actually, we'll give everybody just another second in order to do that. DJ, again, with the board game, I'm so stoked. We've got new stuff coming out at the end of this month, beginning of next month. Waiting for my Kickstarter stuff to come in pretty soon, and so I'm stoked about that. It's the first Kickstarter that I've been able to get on to, like and right on the tail end of it too. And so we've got the Machine Empire set is coming.
Oh, your favorite.
We're gonna have
That's gonna be hard to paint. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's gonna be. I guess it depends on how subtle you want to go with different colors, because it would be really easy to just make all of it silver. Like, and yeah. I'm not gonna do that, but yeah, I think those will actually be kind of easier than some other stuff. You know the character, by the way, on the Facebook group that people are most not wanting to ever see come out because of how hard it would be to paint. Everybody's afraid of Ecliptor.
I was gonna say that the lines everywhere,
all the green line, yeah, the grid thing. Everybody's horrified about trying to paint Ecliptor. So I was watching some Space the other day. Did you remember that Ecliptor had a cape for 5 minutes?
Oh no!
Yeah,
I remember halfway through the season he gets like split in half like Two-Face.
Oh yeah, that happens. Like he has like this whole transformation. By the way, he is way cooler than I remembered. His head comes off and floats around and shoots people. It's awesome. I didn't remember that, but his head comes off. Yeah, it's great.
In Space? Okay.
So 5th episode of In Space, he's got this tiny little red cape. And I'm like, why does Ecliptor have a cape? And it looks so silly. It's just this tiny red cape. It goes up to like the small of his back is all. And then, and I don't know if he had it right before that, but he's got this cape, right? And then we'll be talking about this in the not too distant future. And then he like, right before he fights the Rangers, he just takes the cape off and never comes back again. I don't even know why he's wearing it. It's hilarious.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe it's a Sentai thing.
All right, here we go. So
I probably had some backstory in the Sentai, like it was this huge deal, and we just threw it in like the green candle.
Episode 9 of Turbo, as always. We have not prepared for this. We're gonna watch this for the first time in a good long time, or possibly the first time if you're a DJ, and we're just gonna comment on it as we go. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Could you imagine if we actually did prepare for this? Then we could have the distinction of saying we've watched every single episode of Power Rangers twice,
and come in with a bunch of notes, and then I could just do some like really BS character analysis.
Support your baseball team.
Oh, remember that song? Here comes the power again. We're still using that.
Is Justin on a baseball team? Ooh, tie-dye. That's back in. Have you noticed that? Everyone's wearing tie-dye again.
Is it? And I'm pretty sure that Stone's wearing it because it's not in right then. I'm pretty sure Stone's always supposed to look really lame.
Oh no, Stone's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, I guess that's not tie-dye. Okay. Who's wearing tie-dye?
Someone was walking by.
Oh, okay.
Just an extra.
That's true. That's not tie-dye. But that's what I thought you were talking about, because it was the only thing that I noticed. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, here comes Porthole again.
Porty. What do we call him? We named him last episode. I forgot.
I just call him Porthole.
Porthole. I'm just gonna call you by your distinguishing features.
Yeah. Well. See, I can't help but do that because his name is Porto because he's a porthole man. So we might as well just call him Porthole.
Oh no, he put something in the bucket. Someone poisoned the water hole.
Oh no, what's gonna happen? He has one of those voices that I can't help but like hold my mouth a different way whenever he talks, or it's just weird. It's like, rawr. So are we forever more basically gonna have teasers now in Power Rangers, or do we have some seasons where we stop doing that and we get back to an intro immediately?
I remember it being that way. I haven't seen every season, but I think so.
See, this is throwing me off where I'm like, I don't even remember if Dino Thunder has them.
Maybe. I guess we'll see.
But
we will see.
But I think it does. I think it tends to. Stussy, what season will Morphin Mania end on? Morphin Mania will never end.
When we're in the grave.
When either we're just done and we ain't doing it no more, or one of us kicks that bucket that we just saw, that bucket, or when we catch up and they finally stop making Power Rangers, because there's been a rumor lately, we talked about this on the Captain Logan show, that they're going to stop adapting Sentai, and if that happens and they don't make another TV show of some kind, there may not be more stuff for us to do Morphin Mania on, but it's going to take forever before we run out.
Yeah, I'm still like unsure if I can muster the strength to get through the Neo Saban stuff, so
Dude,
who knows?
You know you can do it. You know you can do it.
We might not make it. I don't know if I can make it.
It's gonna be like the YouTube commentary equivalent of Naked and Afraid. It's like, can we get through this?
We huddled in the corner back there on my bench. Do we? They're shorter seasons at least, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
well, and eventually it gets to where they're one season broken up into 2 seasons, starting with Megaforce, or no, starting with Samurai, I think.
Samurai,
and then Megaforce does it. Yeah. Michael McAllister, so does Hyperforce count for Morphin Mania? I mean, it would be cool to eventually do something on Hyperforce, but I don't see doing commentaries on that.
that would be really stretching even the bounds of YouTube. Commentating on a RPG game that other people
I'm sure we've made this point already, but what else is there to talk about right now? At least there's more out-of-costume fighting this season. We had so little of it in Zeo.
Like we said that Zeo really skimped on that. For some reason, I don't know why. It was the same actors.
We're actually letting our actors that we might have cast partly because of their martial arts skills do, martial arts.
Yeah, Justin is a martial artist. We know that.
Now, to be fair, that was really short. They didn't get to do hardly anything. I mean, I guess Kat had like a roundhouse kick, and that was it.
Whoa,
what is going on with? Well, I mean, I'm a broken record when I say what is going on with Elgar, but yeah, sorry, what?
I said it's the scene from Super that I never want to see again.
Oh no! There are some connotations there. I feel like that's not the first time that the connotations have gotten like that with Elgar with Oz. 9 episodes into the show, and there's so much like creepy innuendo.
It does seem kind of like a pervy old uncle.
He's a pervy old something, rather.
Like uncle vibes from Elgar.
Oh my god, would you monkeys please turn back into Bulk and Skull? Like, that felt like quality comedy compared to what we're having to deal with them now, voicing over monkeys.
Yeah, I don't know what this. Yeah, and this wasn't a thing. It's so weird because the transformation happened, and then there was like 5 episodes that we were like, hey, there's no Bulk and Skull in this. This is fine. It's not bad. It's like as soon as the apes came back.
The very next day, the apes came back. We thought they were goners, but the apes came back, and they just won't go away.
As soon as that happened, the quality just
Yeah, there's a direct correlation, it feels like. It's almost like as soon as there's monkeys again, it's when they have to go to this really terrible formula that we had for those 3 episodes. And this is getting away from that, but it still sucks so far, so I don't know. Oh my god, it's another bomb! No, it's the 4th one! It's another bomb! I forgot about the bomb part. It's been a little while.
Oh,
so
that epilogue to the bomb trilogy.
I forgot, the trilogy wasn't just driving $2.50 cars or whatever vehicles. It was bombs in vehicles. This one is breaking the mold, though, because I don't think it's in a vehicle this time.
Well, also, he's got a spell on him where he can only lie, which is completely unrelated.
He put a spell on you. I wasn't even paying attention to the actual plot.
Yeah, Justin can't tell the truth.
Was that the same tie-dye shirt, or was that a different tie-dye shirt?
Oh, I didn't see it.
What are those arcade machines? I want to know what they are. Justin's last name is Stewart. I didn't remember that.
Is Pachinko back there?
No, they're actual arcade machines.
Pachinko has been banned in Angel Grove because of the Rocky incident.
Well, think about all the other, even really innocuous items you have to ban in Angel Grove after they become monsters. It's like nobody can play guitars anymore. We're done with radios.
Get rid of all of pigs.
Nobody eats seafood anymore.
Oh, we just got a good look at that guy's silver fillings.
Yeah, which I can't unsee now, unfortunately.
Did like a Home Alone shot with Stone.
So I realized the stone's supposed to be comic relief. So it's just inside of a bucket. Well, I want the bucket to be a vehicle now. I want somebody to get in the bucket and drive it. But I know Stone's supposed to be comic relief. Obviously, it's not funny, but he's the closest thing to actual Bulk and Skull we have right now because they're monkeys. But
oh, this is cool. Fighting with the mob.
Yeah, actually, that is really fun. But I would think that after the 415th monster, you wouldn't be that surprised. I feel like you'd have a protocol. It would be like if you lived in tornado country, right? There would be a thing you'd do when you saw those, not just freak out and panic and freeze up. Michael, it's so weird seeing Justin's homework dated 97, as that's the year I was born. It's weird to me, because I was in 7th grade.
Well, 97 is the year my brother was born. You're the same age as my brother. May I remember that? Remember signing and dating your homework, Cap, in pencil? Or pen? Actually writing things?
Mr. Roboto, we're watching... just for everybody again, we're watching Turbo. We're watching the 9th episode of Turbo.
The whole lie, and nothing but the lie.
So, we have a different teleportation effect this season, and it makes it feel like they're expending way more energy now. It's just like...
maybe it's painful with the turbo powers.
It looks like it must be. It looks like it should be just a horrible feeling. Stop being a fortune cookie, Demetria.
I like
Cat's
hair with the pigtails. I'm just going to say that.
Well, you see, I talked to Porthole. Yo!
They both have pigtails. It's pigtail day.
There's a lot of pigtails going on in this episode. It's a good thing that one of your minor powers as a ranger is that you can fit anything in a helmet, because they don't have to do anything with their hair. Okay, wait a tick. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now with that monster? He's got the forearms of a Mighty Morphin Ranger.
What?
Yeah, look closer. He's got the diamond shapes. When we see him again, watch. He's got the forearm of a Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. It's ridiculous. Okay, we've got a lot of cool out-of-costume fighting this.
Yeah, well...
Well, why would that Piranatron care about Elvis? You could have just been like Marty McFly and said, hey, look over there, and not even said a specific thing.
You know, we never talk about that. How weird is that? The communicators were built by Billy, completely separate from the power.
No, we've talked about that.
But they just jiggle it, and it turns into the Morpher now. I don't like that. That's too magic-y, even for Power Rangers.
Well, and we do that constantly later, where our communicator and the Morpher is the same thing, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, but they didn't figure that out here, so the communicator just morphs into the
Okay, did you see it?
Oh,
Look
wow.
Look at his gauntlets.
Did they just give him those gloves?
Yeah, it looks like they just took Mighty Morphin gloves and put them on his hands.
Maybe the Sentai had really offensive hands and we had to cover him up with some gloves. I have no idea why that is.
I mean, I guess we'll see if there's any Sentai footage using this monster. It seems like so far everything's been us.
Yeah, because we know the Bronodrons are all us, so...
Oh, that's right. You've had to tell me that 19 times, but yeah.
No, you should look up the Sentai. They're like this weird pirate people. What have you been doing, Tom? You just been driving around circles the whole time.
Yeah, because suddenly he's obsessed with racing cars, even though he never cared about that before.
Well, he drove the Red Ranger Zord that one time, and it gave him the fever.
Oh, man.
The racing fever.
He realized it's the one thing he can do that doesn't make him want to do karate moves. Like
no,
when he was playing
that would have been
football.
hilarious if he's driving.
I feel like we made this joke before, but yeah, that never gets old. He's like kicking. He's like kicking the pedals.
His foot's like out the window as he's driving.
Michael Adams' action is always on point. One of the reasons he's one of the best Rangers. Yes, absolutely. Thomas.
Adam is great.
Low 86. How many episodes to go before in space? Like 30. We're only. I think we're 1/4 of the way through Turbo now.
There's 45 in here, and we're on 9, so we're a fifth of the way through.
Oh, only a fifth even. Yeah. Okay. Well, and we haven't gotten to any of the major beats in Turbo yet. It's all been real routine episodes so far. So far, it feels like we're watching like worse episodes of Mighty Morphin, except for the first like 4 or 5. We dug the pilot okay, surprisingly, after Turbo.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, especially the action that we took from the Sentai.
So everybody watching live right now, I just want to remind you that we post this show regularly on the Morphin Mania channel. It's not here on Geekvolution anymore. DJ and I are still constantly getting questions about where Morphin Mania is, and it's over there, and that is disturbing, and I don't want to look at it anymore.
I kind of love this, that he is just being attacked by a squid the entire episode. The whole time.
Okay, so if
he does have diamonds on his head, too, so I guess that is part of his getup.
Oh, I guess he's a diamond in the rough. Man, there's so many things I want to mention right now. So Divatox, Demetria constantly speaking in riddles makes her sound like the worst leader ever, right? Because she just seems really indecisive. She's always asking other people what they should be doing. Like, should we not call the Rangers right now? It's like, I realize that you're putting, like, commands into questions, but what it really sounds like is that you just need someone else to tell you everything you... And furthermore, I still don't understand why she's in the tube.
She loved the Zordon's vibe, and she wanted to get in on it. Whoa, what a serious face.
Yeah, no, that kid is taking this really seriously. He knows this is his chance at an acting career.
A fantastic Jason cosplay would be your son. I mean, a fantastic Justin cosplay would be your son Jason. If he just grew the hair out?
I don't think I can handle him with that haircut.
You gotta let him do it. I mean, you're going the Andros haircut.
Well, that's true. That's true, and actually I'm getting closer and closer. My hair's getting really long.
Got the quarantine look.
Tom says, why is Zordon a woman? Well, Zordon is gone now. He left to go be back on Eltar. For some reason, he was able to do that. And he's been replaced with this other mentor lady who is also in the tube and speaks only in questions, which they'll do until about halfway through the series, and I think halfway, and then they'll decide that that's annoying to write, and they'll just quit doing it. Oh no, now we're in Sentai footage.
Just switched to Sentai footage, clearly. Oh, and he kind of has a Blue Ranger body. Did you see that?
And that monster is indeed in Sentai and looks exactly the same. Or does he look exactly the same? I need to see his arms. Did we already blow him up?
Yeah. I wonder if that's just like a style thing that they did.
You guys, it's not.
Who's getting eaten?
You guys, it's not basketball. Like, you know, and break.
He's getting eaten by a squid slowly the entire episode.
Well, that would be amusing if I never had to see him again.
That would be horrifying if it was anyone I cared about. But it's Elgar, so...
Yeah, but the problem is we're not only going to be stuck with Elgar this whole season, but he's going to come back in space and stick around with with an inferior female villain in that season, who is
like
fun on paper. Like, I get that everybody likes her, but I don't think that actress is great. Astronomer.
Sussy says I remember Divatox's brother being cool. I don't even know about that.
Oh yes, that is ringing a bell.
Is it Devotox?
Debotox. Michael, I'd have to imagine that Elgar was popular with kids or something, and that's why he came back in space. I really doubt it. I don't know why they made that. I mean, maybe you're right, but this was maybe the lowest point for Power Rangers, at least in the Mighty Morphin era.
Maybe they just looked.
We know that it had really lost ratings and people weren't watching it at this point. No, in the Sentai footage, she's got those gloves. That's so weird.
Black Ranger boots too.
I didn't even see that.
Maybe they just looked at the Sentai and said, "Wow, there's no comic relief characters. We need to add one." Because there's nobody else in space that's not serious.
Stephen Murphy and Dimitri and Divatox are played by the same actress at this point. We've talked about that before. Wasn't the backstory meant to be they were sisters? Yes, and then they just never did it. I believe because we had different showrunners or different writers that came in the second half that threw all that out. And I think the show is better in the second half. I keep saying that. We'll see if it's true. Because I keep being wrong about things, particularly the end of Zio, which I remember being terrible, and DJ thought it was great.
It was, I mean, compared to the middle to end of that season, I think it was a step back up.
It really fell off. It's still one of my favorite aesthetics, but...
Yeah.
Wow, the subtitles write out the O's.
Oh, like, that's really weird to be reading that.
Yeah, it was odd. And the punctuation, too. There's, like, commas in odd places, and then at one point it stops, and then there's a period.
Oh, the bomb is making, like, cartoon sound effects.
So am I just remembering something?
The biggest bomb ever. It just, like, blew up a bucket of water.
Why were we worried about that happening? Okay. Who cares?
Oh, the chimps shorted out the detonator. See, they're heroes.
If they shorted out the detonator, why did it still explode?
It explodes less, Cap. That's what happens.
Is that what happens when you take detonators out? Yeah, I wouldn't think there would be a splash of any kind. But am I remembering this wrong? Did Divatox use bombs at the beginning of the season? Has she been using bombs every episode and I just missed it?
Using torpedoes, but he actually overcame the squid. Oh, is she mad that he didn't get eaten? That's pretty good.
He had the closest thing to a character arc this episode? All right. Mr. Roboto, $5 super chat. Thanks, man. You think Zordon made Carzords or changed cars to Zords, Captain DJ? I think he took the Zeozords and made them into cars because they had powers. They didn't need to go find more powers. I think he was just on a car kick. I think Zordon watched one NASCAR race and went, "I'm going to cars now."
I think he watched a few seasons of like Top Gear and got really into cars, and then he's like, "Man, what are we messing around with sphinxes and pyramids for?"
There was no Top Gear in 1997.
He watched something, and then he was like, because seriously, if he didn't dismantle those Zords, where the heck are they? Just being stored somewhere? We should have them be found in one of the later seasons. In Dino Knights or whatever this next one is called.
Dino Knights, Dino Fury, because they're reusing all the words. Yeah, all the words.
I really wish they would just mash those two songs up for the intro.
Yeah, that'd be good. Jungle Fury and Dino Thunder, or all three maybe, because there's two dinos. We're gonna have this will be the third show with Dino in the title.
Well, yeah, in the fourth Dino show.
How many of these scenes do we have to have in an episode?
I thought the episode was over. It's still going.
It's still going.
Ugh.
You looked away for a minute. You were like, "Why haven't we started the next one yet?" I don't understand.
Well, we resolved everything. The bomb was caught. Justin said he wasn't gonna lie anymore.
Well, we often have a wrap-up scene that's not a wrap-up so much as just Bulk and Skull doing something silly, but now it's Stone who always gets messy, and who cares?
Watch credits. Oh, I hate Netflix so much. I'm going to rant about Netflix every time we do this.
Yeah, because it wants to go to the next episode in, like, 2 seconds.
Immediately. Like, and I have to click a watch credits button every single time. It doesn't like save my settings. I can't change the settings. It just every time. And what it's been doing, I've been watching Pokemon with my son, and it skips the intro every time, which I already think is annoying. And then it turns the subtitles on every single time. At the beginning of every episode, I have to turn the subtitles off, and it just resets it.
Yeah, I've had that with a couple different platforms. And then there's like 2 or 3 streaming services right now that I can't get to make subtitles work at all. Like, you turn them on and they won't come on. Well, but anyway. Okay, well, that was another really mediocre episode.
Yeah, nothing there.
Nothing really. I don't know why we took the time to do that, but hi Duke. Haven't seen you in a while, man.
That's been a long time.
Mutali says, so Cap is lying about there being only Ultimate Spider-Man stuff this week. No, because this is just for the Morphin Mania channel. It actually won't still be on the channel after this. So yeah, it's a little white lie. It was kind of a fib. Like, no, we decided we were going to shoot. We decided we were going to shoot this during the nights this week that we would usually stream, and then I almost hit the stream button, and the DJ was like, I mean, why don't we, just in case anybody wants to hang out with us? I'm like, all right, sure. So this was always the plan. We just didn't feel the need to tell you guys about it, until just now. So anyway, well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. We sure appreciate it. DJ and I, for folks watching live, we're going to go on to some more episodes, but those of you watching on the Morphin Mania channel, thanks a bunch for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Cyclopsis sure appreciate it. Say thank you, Cyclopsis.
Thank you, Cyclopsis.
He's a Zord, so he doesn't talk. Well, anyway, next time it's gonna be Glyphhanger. Oh my God, that's a pun. Glyphhanger.
Wait, like the symbol? Oh yeah, because there's some Egyptian stuff in this one.
We haven't done a lot of Egyptian stuff since
the Zeo Ranger should come back.
Well, I was gonna say King Sphinx, but I guess we had Egyptian stuff in Zeo. That's true. Yeah, King Sphinx just got announced for the for the board
that's
game.
Cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I was gonna say he's a lot more popular than some of the monsters they've done. I'm surprised they didn't do
the Facebook group has been clamoring for him forever. It seems like every other week there's a post about where is King Sphinx, and yeah.
Well, you need to start one about Silverhorns.
Silverhorns.
See how many people you can get on the Silverhorns bandwagon.
The biggest ones for me right now are Dino Thunder things. I really want Zeltrax, and I really want Mesogon.
Yeah.
But all my favorite Rangers are already in the game, so I'm not even that concerned about Rangers because I got all my favorites.
Yeah, they're starting early. All right.
Now it's just monsters.
Should we watch Glyphhanger?
We're gonna watch Glyphhanger, but anyway, as far as this episode goes, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, nobody leave.